All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. NorCal Sports Network Morning Game Plan. It's Tuesday, September 10th, and it's the day after the Niners come out strong on Monday Night Football and take it to the New York Jets. What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. We're here with the Niners and a little bit of day after coverage of the game, and as a little bit more time to break things down, discuss some of the things that I saw last night. You may have seen us on our Postgame Show last night. Good morning, Mark. Great to have you join me with the game last night, as always. And guys, hey, we're here on X, also on YouTube. Right now, you're watching us on YouTube, maybe on X. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and TikTok, all those different places you can find us. So make sure you check us out, hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help us grow the channel. So as you guys see, we're got the Niner studio behind us. We switched the studio around for baseball, and then we've got Warrior basketball coming in about, we'll get into some Warrior basketball in October, guys, as they get ready and, start their fall camp and then get into some preseason games. And then before you know it, we've got baseball, football, and during the World Series, we've got all three going, all three big sports going at once. Plus you got hockey going. Hey, Dusty Gold, how you doing? So you got everything coming, Giants stuff, sadly their season is coming to an end, but we'll continue to do Giants talk through the season. In fact, tonight, just as a heads up, I'll announce it again later on. Ned Colletti will join us again tonight at 9:30 after Giants Brewers game. So that will be a good treat to have Ned back on. Yeah, Arizona weather is still hot here. We're 100 degrees, I think, every day we're in almost mid-September. It's been 100 degrees since June. So add June, July, August, and the 10 days of September, I think we're probably right around 100 days straight of 100 degrees or more. But anyway, last night, guys, I thought the Niners looked very businesslike. I thought they looked like a team to me that is focused on one game at a time. No trying to win the Super Bowl in week one, hence CMC on the bench in street clothes. I was happy to see that he was not being pushed to play in week one. It's a long, long season. If you think about it, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months until the Super Bowl. When is the Super Bowl this year? Is it, it's always is it the second Sunday in February? Super Bowl, it is going to be, what's the date? February 9th. Yeah. So it's February 9th, the second Sunday in February. Exactly 5 months from yesterday, the opening game for the Niners. So let's, guys, I am going to tell you something that don't be surprised if McCaffrey goes on injured reserve and they sit him for the first 4 games. This is not when you got an Achilles, you got to get rest. That is crucial, absolutely crucial for, let me just see if I can, let's see. Achilles tendon pain, healing time. I'm just going to check that out. Okay. Achilles tendon healing time depends on the severity of the injury, the treatment, and other factors. Um, I have heard it can take months, is what the best things that I have heard is that it's the largest and strongest tendon in the human body. It connects the heel to the lower leg. That's why the calf is very sensitive, very tender. The recovery time for an Achilles tendon injury usually ranges from 6 weeks to 6 months. So I think the Niners may have to put CMC on the shelf for a while because that's not going to get better. It's not like, oh, it's all healed up. It's something he's going to have to deal with, a tolerance. And the more you push it, the more that tendon gets aggravated, the more likely it is to snap. And that would be the end, as far as I'm concerned. It would most likely be the end of CMC's career as the best. I mean, he might make a comeback, but he won't be what he is and what we're used to seeing. That's a position. I mean, KD, you look at KD and you say, is he all the way back? He's still great, but he's probably not what he was. And Klay Thompson, we saw, was never truly what he was. So you don't want to, Dusty, isn't that what Durant had? Yeah, Durant was a calf. It was a calf. They kept saying calf, and then boom, in the 2019 NBA Finals against Toronto, it just boom. It feels like some they say it's like they feel like they got shot. 4 weeks, Mark, is the IL. I would just rest that thing, and that's the only thing that heals it up is true rest. And supposedly he injured it early on in training camp, which is like July, sometime, late July. So he's really only had that thing for 4 or 5 weeks. And if he's still trying to run out there, I mean, my understanding of an Achilles injury, that you just really need to stay off of it and just let it heal up. And I've had Achilles pain before where I felt like, man, just feels like, that tendon from your heel up to your calf. I've had it where it just feels like it's so sore and you can barely bend it and stuff. And it does go away with rest. So if CMC pushes off on that and keeps playing, I don't like the long-term prognosis of that. So to me, I'd sit him. I'd just sit him. The Rams are going to be without Puka against the Niners in a couple of weeks. He's on IL now with a knee injury. I think that's the best approach. But moving on to what we saw last night in Jordan Mason, he was phenomenal. He looks like Marshawn Lynch, just a Marshawn Jr. The guy's a beast, and he's so tough to bring down. But I want to see against Minnesota coming in. I'm hoping that Garendo can get some carries and relieve Mason. I don't want to see my running back get 28 carries a game. I really don't. I don't mind seeing 28 to 30 carries, at least 30 plus times of running the ball. But let's split that up. Let's give Mason 20 to 22 carries, and let's get Garendo in there for 4 or 5 carries, maybe Taylor for a few. Let's not wear these guys out. It's a physical game. Guys get nagging injuries. Keep guys fresh. I'm hoping that CMC, I hope they, Give him the rest he needs. Good morning, Shell. And give CMC when he comes back the rest he needs, and start rotating Mason. Look, I said last week that I wanted to see Mason get at least 10 carries. That was assuming McCaffrey would be playing the game. So now, after seeing what Mason did last night, I really want to see close to a 50-50 split. Look, we see it with the Lions. We see Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery switching off. We see it with a lot of teams that have two good backs. They'll give guys some rest, and they'll let them sit and get guys into the game. I think Mason should average 10 plus carries a game, whether CMC is there or not. And, Mason should get over 200 carries this year. And you know what? If he's averaging 5+ yards a carry, he's going to be 1,000-yard runner. And McCaffrey should be able to do the same. CMC, if he got 20 carries a game, he's going to be able to – you could literally have two 1,000-yard runners on the 49ers backfield this year. So I definitely want to see it mixed up. But I thought some other bright spots last night. I thought the defensive backfield looked great for the 49ers. I'm very impressed with the D-line. The D-line with Collins and drawing a blank. Help me out, guys. Jordan Elliott. There it came to me. Jordan Elliott, looked good. I mean, Bosa was getting held constantly. I mean, choked around the neck. A couple times check out my Twitter. I put a couple of highlights out on that. Leonard Floyd, yes, 49er media, exactly. Leonard Floyd is going to be a difference maker this year. He's much quicker than what the 49ers have had. He's the best defensive end they've had opposite Bosa since D Ford, and he stays healthy. Leonard Floyd hasn't missed a game in a long time. Hopefully that continues this year, and he will be a factor. And then when you get Gross Matos back after maybe this coming week, but probably for sure by the game in LA against the Rams, he should be coming back. It gives them some needed depth on that defensive line and the edge. So, and then the linebackers, I thought, Warner, all world, Fred Warner, he's amazing. Love his play. Devondre Campbell looked good. Flanagan Foles. I think we didn't get to see too much of some of the other linebackers, but I think we will as the season progresses. And then, as long as those guys stay healthy, it gives Dre Greenlaw a chance to heal up. I'm expecting Dre probably, I would say definitely second half of the season. I would say you're looking Dre Greenlaw probably around week 11, 12, maybe is my guess, that he comes back, get him fully healthy. Remember, we didn't have Hufanga. Hufanga could be ready next week or the week after. So that's going to help things out too. Yeah, we didn't see Mustafa. That's right, Mark Graves. Mustafa and Cowing plays. We saw Cowing on special teams with some punt returns, but we didn't get a chance to see any offensive plays. Yeah, I am in favor of letting some of these guys just sit right now that are coming off injury, like Hufanga. Like I said, Greenlaw. I think Greenlaw comes back late November, sometime second half of November, 1st of December. I think you want to get Dre Greenlaw as healthy as possible and give him about 5 games to get into, mid-season form. If you get Dre Greenlaw playing 5 to 6 games this year at 100%, where the injury is completely healed and he's able to go full speed for 5 games before entering the playoffs, now you're looking at a peak Dre Greenlaw. Who knows if he'll be the same? Is anybody ever the same after an Achilles? I don't know. I mean, linebacker's a tough position because you got to run sideline to sideline. If you notice Aaron Rodgers, I didn't see any mobility with him last night. Granted, he's 40 and, coming off an Achilles, you lose quite a bit at that age. So, Rodgers' arm and pocket presence is still elite. He's fine, but I don't see him scrambling a whole lot. He's going to have to at times, but the mobility factor, I think that's what changes a lot with the Achilles. So it takes a lot of rehab. Yeah, exactly, Mark. Being a deep team, you're afforded not to be in a hurry. You don't have to hurry with these guys and bring them back too soon. Shell says, let Huff, CMC, and others dinged up shelf until at least week 3. I agree. At least week 3. I'm almost feeling like CMC. I don't want to see that thing. You hope they've got the top care, the top doctors and physical therapists that, I would think that in this day and age, you can get a pre-scan of that Achilles and see how much a healthy, I don't know anything about the medical, but I'm wondering if you could see if it looks elongated or stretched out in any way. It just seems like that would be something you can find out and know what you're dealing with. But next week, Sunday in Minnesota, and that should be, it's never easy to play in Minnesota. They have rabid fans. You're in that dome. It can get very loud. We saw what happened last year on Monday night. Niners got beat up pretty good. Their quarterback, Sam Darnold. So Niners are a little bit used to Darnold. They know his tendencies. So maybe Sorensen can dial up some defensive pressures, schemes to throw off the Vikings offense. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. We'll get more into that as the week progresses. But I liked what I saw last night. I liked the fact that they moved the ball 8 consecutive times. They scored 6 field goals for Jake Moody. That's awesome. 6 field goals, 2 of 50 plus. That's what you want from your kicker. You remember when they had Robbie Gould? Robbie was automatic from, pretty much like 45 in, but you got outside 50 and Robbie, wasn't his strength. So the Niners have themselves a much stronger leg. A lot of people criticize the pick last year. I actually had the Niners in my pre-draft. I had them selecting 2 guys that I got right, both from Michigan, Ronnie Bell and Jake Moody. I thought Jake Moody was a good pick because what he did at Michigan, he was very pretty much automatic at Michigan, and he didn't miss that many last year. He did miss a few in key games, the game against Cleveland, and of course everybody, used that to kind of say, well, this guy's no good. Why'd you pick him in the 4th round or whatever round he got picked? What did Moody get? Was he a 4th or 5th round pick, or was he wasn't a 3rd round pick, was he? I can't remember. You guys remember what round Jake Moody was picked in? I thought it was the 4th. I could look that up real quick here. Jake Moody draft. He was selected 99th in the 3rd round. Wow. Yeah, I understand the pressure there. I mean, third round. I guess the Niners really liked him, and they had three third round picks last year. I think they had like 99, 100, and 102 or something like that. So, but special teams is very important, guys. It's a huge part of the football game that a lot of people overlook. We've got, there's really, uh, we obviously the offense and defense is we look at, but don't ever overlook the third round. Let's see. Latu was one of them, and he is gone now. Oh yeah, Latu, the tight end from Alabama. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, they've missed. Niners have missed on some third rounders, and I don't know. Is Drake Jackson going to be a bust? He's gone for the year. He was a second rounder. This is his year 3, right, for Drake Jackson, and he's already out. Is he going to be anywhere in the picture for next year? I don't know. He's got the physical talent. If you've watched Drake Jackson, he's very, very athletic, very bouncy, flexible. You just hope he can put it together. Niners are going to need guys like that when the next year that are the salary cap, but let's focus on that another day. I think the Niners just need to take care of business 1 week at a time. As Kittle said last night, we're looking at just 1 week at a time. George sneaking in. George, one of our members, he says, I predict a Giants win tonight. Going for, would that be 3 in a row? Did they win Saturday? I'm not even paying attention right now, Giants. I know they won 2 or 3 against San Diego. I think they did win Saturday, and I know they won Sunday. So we'll see. Predicting a Giants win tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But we will have Ned Coletti on tonight, guys, after the Giants Brewers game. So make sure you join us for that. The great Ned Coletti will be joining us. So Ryan says, let's talk some Broncos. What are we trying to clear out the chat, Ryan? Who wants to talk Denver Broncos? Bo, Nick, Sean Payton. There we go. We got some Bronco talk in there. Broncos 0-1. It's going to be interesting as the week goes on. We're going to have to look at the schedule. I was looking at my survivor picks, and I had 2. I picked the Bengals like a lot of other people, but I had one more pick in for, and I picked the Niners last night. So I'm still alive in one of them. So I don't know. We'll see how things go here with this Niner team. But I like what I saw last night. I want to see them just focus in week to week. Don't try to get ahead. The media, all the talk. Look, it's Super Bowl or bust, right? For the Niners. You think they don't know that? But I think in their mind, it's like, look, we just came off a very, very successful season with a very hard, disappointing end to it that was crushing. And you can't think about that. You just have to go and play what's in front of you. And if you play your game and you run your game plan, football, I can tell you this, guys. For any of you who played football, it works like this. You get up for your game, your week 1 game, and you're planning and you have a game plan and you work on specific plays for that week's game because of the type of defense you're going up against. All right, you have your game, you win it, and all of a sudden, you get the next day off to get your body recuperated. Coaches are already meeting, putting in a game plan, and an NFL schedule goes like this. Sunday, you play. Typical Sunday. Last night was Monday. Typical Sunday, you play. Then you got Monday off, but you're still in, looking at films. You're looking at things from the previous game. Now Tuesday, you're prepping and you're looking at film of Minnesota. Okay, it's that quick. It's just boom. We whip the Jets. Jets are behind us now. Now we got to go on and we start watching film. We're breaking down new game. Coaches are putting together the game plan. Wednesday, you're out there practicing and you're doing new plays and you're putting in the scout team is now playing the defense of the Vikings, and you're all focused on the Vikings. And this is how football works. It's just all week to week to week. And so you got Vikings, and you're putting in plays and you're working on those and you're studying the Vikings tendencies, both for the offense and the defense. And then Thursday, you're running more, you're doing more of this on Thursday and you're just getting ready. And then Friday, you have your final kind of walkthrough and you put everything together and you've had, 3 practices and you've watched film. And now it's all on the Vikings and you're prepping that. And then you go to Minnesota Sunday, boom, come home and you start the whole thing over again. And it's the Rams. That's how football works. It's unlike any sport where you have a whole week to prepare for your opponent. It's not like baseball, it's day to day, or basketball every other day generally, or every third day. Generally, you don't really get too many times where you get 3 days off in the season. So you're really, you're really focused. And that's how the Niners are going to have to approach this season. Is they're going to have to approach it week to week. And if they do that, if they can professionally get their mind off of looking past anybody, if they play to their capabilities and they're healthy enough, I don't see any reason why the Niners cannot go 13-4 this year. Seriously. They're that talented. And maybe even 14-3. Okay? There's going to be a few bumps in the road on this schedule. Some will pop up. You just won't play your perfect game. Guys will be dinged up. But yeah, Shell she said 14-3. I think they're right in there, Shell. I think 14-3, 13-4. I think 13-4, as long as they beat Detroit. As long as they beat Detroit at the end of the year on Monday, that may be the game for the number 1 seed. I could see where maybe the Niners need that game because Detroit is a game up on them. We'll see. Hopefully the Niners have that put away. And because that's the second to the last game of the season. So we'll see. But guys, that's going to do it for us today. I want to that's going to do it for us today. Appreciate you guys joining. Hope all of you guys can like and subscribe. Make sure you let your friends know about NorCal Sports Network. We're covering Niners. We're not just a one-trick pony, guys. This isn't a dedicated to a Giants channel or a 49er channel or a Warrior channel or Sharks or Cal Bears, Stanford Cardinal. We cover it all. It's NorCal Sports Network. We'll even touch on some Sacramento Kings and Sac A's next year when the A's move to Sacramento. It encompasses NorCal. That's why the name is called NorCal Sports Network. I wanted to name it a 49er station or a, Warriors or Giants. It would have been that, but we cover it all. Okay, guys? So tonight, come back. Giants, Milwaukee Brewers postgame. We've got Ned Coletti joining us. Let me see if I've got that banner. Hold on here. Let me check that. Did I make one of that? You know what? I didn't, but I will create one right now. Enter a banner. Ned Coletti. Tonight at 9:30. Hold on here. Let me type here. Go back music. There we go. All right. There we go, guys. Ned Coletti. Tonight at 9:30. You'll want to join us. That will be some baseball coverage. So we got you covered all day long, guys. Morning and night. Thanks for joining. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you tonight. Take care, everybody.